Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over the new pet that was added to Gems of War of the Slimeball. It is for a Karakoth bonus, which is pretty irrelevant, but we're going to be going over a team with it. But as I do with all of these new pet videos, I just wanted to show another early game team that can go and fight up against these battles, because they can be a little bit difficult if you're under level 100 or 200 if you don't have the troops or stats. And I realized the other day that I haven't gone over a single Dragon's Eye team for pet battles, so I figured it was finally time. Something relatively basic, obviously Dragon's Eye. If you don't know how to get Dragon's Eye, you need to go complete out the Dragon's Claw questline. Then you'll end up getting the Dragon Guard hero class, then you need to win 250 times with the Dragon Guard, and you'll end up getting this weapon, and it transforms a random enemy into a baby dragon. This is relevant because that baby dragon's stats in most game modes, other than PvP, is very, very, very low, so you can easily pick it off with just about anything. And combining this with something like Titan hero class is a pretty good combination to make sure you just never die, because this hero class ends up getting barrier every single time it takes a brown. And not only that, but it gets to start with Brownstorm, so you pretty much just keep tanking with constant barriers on your first slot, even if you don't have other barrier options once you finally get the leveling on the Titan. Other than that, we are going Apothecary, Cockatrice, and Miststalker. This covers every color. If you do not have Apothecary, she's an ultra rare, should be pretty easy to obtain, but if you don't, you might have a Deep Borer laying around. Pretty similar, except it doesn't have as much control, and you wouldn't have the Cleanse, but you could use that as an alternative if you want to go with that. Basically, the premise of both of them is it creates a lot of browns, which you're going to be needing for your Dragon's Eye, as well as your Cockatrice. Cockatrice you should have, it's a rare, it's a really good disable for early game. It's basically like a Gorgolfo, sometimes even better than a Gorgolfo, which is one of the best tanks in the game. This allows you to entangle enemies. It also has the ability to do a full mana drain for only 10 mana cost. Not only that, but it accumulates its own mana. It creates at least 6 brown, and based on its amount of mana that you drain, you would end up getting even more on top of that. If they end up having 12 mana that you drain, that's then a 9 brown spam, and that's enough to pretty much get your mana right back to full, or to get the Dragon's Eye right back to full. So a very, very nice ability, great disable. It basically disables the two biggest things that's going to be hitting you, their skulls and their cast. So in one troop, you get to disable both of them. Also, you only need to do this to the second trait. Apothecary, you don't need a single trait on. You can go with absolutely 0. And then there is Miststalker. This you'd want to have the first trait on. It's really easy to obtain. It's only a rare. Main thing that makes this pretty viable is it has true damage, and you'll be able to use this to easily pick off whatever... Sorry about that. Wow, been needing to sneeze. But anyways, it has true damage. And this will automatically hit the weakest enemy, so it'll automatically hit the baby dragon, and it will kill it. Not only that, it keeps getting 3 additional magic every single time you do that, so worst comes to worst, you could literally just win the battle off of a very heavy Miststalker. And while ideally it would be fully traded, you only really need the first trait, because this allows you to accumulate your mana, and that's where the most of his value from his traits are even going to come from. But anyways, let's get into this battle. It's relatively easy. Just either go for Apothecary or the Eye first, whichever one you can kind of get up. Ideally, with a half mana start, hero class is good, Titan being the best. I'll move that down. Looks like we're going to have to go the Apothecary route, because there's not that many brown positioned well on the board. Too many skulls in the middle there, too. He's going to get a hit or two. If you are using Titan or a similar class that has that barrier, all you have to do is just take a brown to go and keep yourself protected. Let's see, can we get a good Eye in here? We'll go for that. That's not necessarily what I wanted to get out first, but we'll go for a second Eye, see if we can get something. Take every extra turn we can, just to make sure we keep accumulating mana. I guess we'll take the skull. Any extra turn that's there, we kind of should probably take, just to make sure the enemy doesn't end up getting it. And it looks like the board is clear, so we could either go for the kill or we could go for another hit. I guess we'll go for the kill, so that will obviously automatically hit the baby dragon since it's the weakest. We then gain 3 additional magic, making it even stronger. So worst comes to worst, we can like 3 or 4 shot the enemies at that point if we happen to lose our hero. Ideally, if you did lose your hero though, you'd pretty much just restart the battle. This is pets, so you can keep restarting over and over again if you really feel like it, and just keep doing it until you finally get a good board. So we haven't really needed this drain yet. We can go for it if we want to, though we already have full mana for everything, so we'll just throw an Eye down, and then I guess we'll go for it. So he just got a lot of mana right there. As you saw, we ended up giving him a bunch of browns unintentionally. We're going to deliberately not take this brown, and then just go for that drain right there, which will give us all the mana we need. We also got Apothecary. Apothecary has Cleanse, so we can get rid of like that freeze that we have on us, as well as any other stats effects that we might have. Just easily get it off. Use a Miststalker to kill the weakest, and then he's within eye range. We simply eye him and kill him with pretty much anything. And then we'll just take that skull if he doesn't, or not. Okay. Plan B, I guess, is disabled again. Entangle, it's already basically 0 damage. But now it truly has 0, and it'll just die off the burn. When that thing's fully maxed out, he does do burn to the first enemy. So that's what ended up killing him out. But there we go. We now have a bunch of slime balls. Apparently, never mind. Only one slime ball. We would get unlucky like that. But let's go get this thing upgraded and go use a quick team for it. Karakoth's bonus is HP and magic. It is one of the kingdoms that actually does get a 2 magic bonus. Unfortunately, many of the troops within the kingdom does not really need magic at all, which is a little bit unfortunate. But let's just go over a team real quick. So we're going to be going with Abereth, Green Slime, Dark Troll, and Keeper of Souls. Keeper of Souls is not a Karakoth troop though, but the bonuses that you end up getting is 2 HP when there's only 1, 2 HP and 1 magic when there is 3, and 2 HP and 2, or sorry, my bad. It's 2 HP with 2, 2 HP and 1 magic with 3, and 2 HP and 2 magic with all 4 of them. And this, of course, gets multiplied by whatever the bonus is. Right now we have a 2.25, so it's increasing our 2 and 1 by 2.25, which brings it to 4 and 2. But that's basically what that's for. It's very, very few things in Karakoth actually use magic, which is really unfortunate. The only things that really use... Oh, yeah, forgot we gotta do it this way. But the only things that are in this kingdom that only really utilize it well, which there isn't much to build around them currently, is Medea and the hero itself from this hero class, or from this kingdom, and which is Sorcerer. And that's about it. Everything else from this kingdom does very, very minimal with magic, which is kind of odd that the kingdom is so magic-based. A lot of this kingdom really needs a rework. Almost all of it is pretty dated and useless. It was one of the very first kingdoms, and it shows. And many things haven't been updated from it. But still, nonetheless, we're going to go with a minus yellow banner, so we get a +2 brown, +1 purple, and then just go crazy with this team. It has a lot of skull spam potential and 2 frontline, well, not necessarily tanks, but 2 things that run really well with a lot of skulls. So basically, we're just going to keep cycling around, keep getting Dark Troll up immediately with our +2 brown, and hopefully land this, because this is one of the more important things for us to get, is start getting our mana flowing so we can actually do something to him. So we're going to go get a Keeper of Souls. If we have alignment, we're immediately going to throw that. If we don't, we throw Abereth to clear out the board and just go re-heal ourselves if we weren't already healed. But we'll basically just keep repeating the cycle, and if we have skulls, we take it. If not, Abereth, and just keep doing that until we essentially win the battle. It can semi-loop. It definitely doesn't have like a guarantee loop, but it does get boards where it does exactly what it's doing now, where it can essentially just command the entire board. And while we haven't been able to use our magic aspect too much, we do end up getting that max souls pretty easily, and we do end up gaining extra attack as well as extra random stats on those two. Plus, we're just gaining a little bit extra HP from the little pet thing. So at this point, I'm pretty much just trying to set up another skull hit, which we pretty much already had. I don't know why I was bothering to move all that. And yeah, we didn't even really need to cast too much. You just get the loop going, and that is that. But yeah, as far as this pet, not really anything too special. Definitely obviously get it, as you do with every pet. But hopefully we'll see some pretty interesting ones, because there's still a lot of bonuses out there that don't exist on pets, but if we get them in the future, they will be very, very viable. But anyways, guys, if you still have any other questions, or if you're still struggling with pet battles and need some suggestions or anything, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everyone!